Hello everyone, welcome back to another market review. So I'll be going over today's trading day. So starting off with the news calendar. Today is the only news day of the whole week, which is interesting. Maybe a slow week in terms of volatility, who knows. Um, on the monthly, still looking at this internal range liquidity to external range liquidity move. Um, we've been reacting quite bullishly off this fair value gap, so I still think we are to continue higher on the kind of like a long-term view, because this is the monthly chart. When we go down to the daily, we also seem pretty bullish, just given the way we tapped into that daily fair value gap and then just reacted super strongly off of it. Yeah, so also bullish on the daily. We have taken out quite a lot of liquidity here in the form of these swing highs, but we haven't yet created that daily fair value gap here to look for a clean retrace back to fair value gap. However, this is what I was looking at on the 6-hour chart. We had a previous week high SMT at the time of the market open today. NQ and ES closed above it, while YM didn't even take out previous week high. And I saw that this is the range we're in, and I was thinking that we could look for a kind of an external range liquidity to internal range liquidity play on the 6-hour chart. A kind of a close target, but I think that was the thing that interested me the most today. So for me to confirm this previous week high SMT back to this fair value gap, I would need at least a 15-minute SMT, so previous session high SMT. So today's game plan what is my bias for today is bearish. What would be my invalidation for my bias would be invalidation of bearish SMTs. When I look for a trade is 8 a.m., which is 30 minutes before the volatility injection. And when price will I look for a trade? It's a previous session high SMT that I'm kind of paying attention to. So the plan is kind of clear. So this is what I was looking at before. We did have a previous session high SMT and change in state delivery, but I didn't enter just due to the fact that price didn't seem very bearish with this very small closure. So as you can see, YM didn't take out previous session high, but NQ and ES did close above it. And then we had this really small change in state of delivery right here. And but it was so small, and price had been looking really lackluster, and just not a lot of strength behind it. So I actually didn't take this, and then it got closer and closer to 9:30 in the morning, which is the equities open. So I decided to just stay out and see how 9:30 would react. So this was purely a discretional call from me, just given the way of how we were developing. I just didn't like it. And sure enough, at 9:30 we just shot up, and it would have taken me out for a loss here. So overall it was a valid setup, but just given the way that we were developing this weak price action, we also had a opposing previous session low SMT against us. Things were looking a little bit iffy, so I decided to stay out, see if 9:30 cleared things up. Maybe if we had a 15-minute SMT and a 5-minute SMT, then some bearish confirmation, that would be much better. But we actually never got that. And at 9:45 in the morning, YM also shot up and invalidated previous session high SMT. So that was my kind of trade idea done for the day. Because now they invalidated the SMTs on the highs. I would expect higher prices, but I'm not in any we're not in anywhere of interest for me to take any long setups. That being said, the market is freaking ripping. I don't know what this market is doing, bro. I mean, is this market gonna chill anytime soon? We've been going up like vertical. Ever since we inverted that new week opening gap, we've just gone higher and higher and higher and higher. So, yeah. So today was yet another really bullish, expansive day. Um, and no trades, partially because of my discretion. But yeah. So going into tomorrow will be, I think, a little bit more cleaner because now we took out this external range liquidity right here, and if we close, if the day closes, up here, we're gonna create this daily fair value gap right here, and then from here, if we got like a previous week high, actually we can't get a previous week high anymore. I don't think, because yeah, we can't get a previous week high anymore because YM invalidated it. Anyway, but if we got a previous day high SMT tomorrow, we could look for a retracement play back into this daily gap because we took out external range liquidity. So that's kind of my idea going into tomorrow. But yeah, for today, that is basically everything. It was a green day for me in terms of just following my plan and building good habits. There was some discretion in not taking that setup, but yeah, that is also that's also a good thing to kind of build in trading, is your discretion. So yeah, that's about it for me, and we'll come back tomorrow and see what's up. So hope this was insightful, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.